Alright guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're jumping back into Premiere Pro, as that video did pretty well, for me at least. I just want to thank you guys so much for the support on that video, and here we are making another video. This video is more for the people that are very new to Premiere Pro, and it's just a quick video showing you guys the basics of Premiere Pro. And I know how helpful it'll be to have this guide right off the bat when trying to learn this software. So before we get into it, go ahead and drop a sub. We are almost at 500. Go ahead and leave a comment as well. Tell me what you guys want me to do for my 500 subscriber special. That's officially halfway to my milestone, which is 1K. If you guys enjoy this and find it helpful, go ahead and leave a like. Every single like is appreciated, and without further ado, let's get right into this tutorial. Alright, to start off, if you guys do not know how to set up a project, just go ahead and go up to File, New Project, and you should get this screen. Go ahead and type in whatever you want to name your project. Go ahead and click Browse, and you guys can choose where you want to save your video. I've already got mine set, and go ahead and copy all my settings here. I'm pretty sure mine is the default, but if not, just go ahead and chuck mine in, and then once you've done that, go ahead and press OK. Alright, now you guys should have your workspace loaded up. Just a quick overview: you've got your timeline here, which is where you'll be editing your clips. Over here you've got your media browser and your project files, so this is where all your clips will be, and you can just drag them from here and drop them into your timeline. Now up here you've got your effect controls for doing keyframing, and I'll explain to you guys later what that is, so we'll just leave that at that. Now up here we've got all your different tabs. The main one we'll be using is effects and color. Now over here, when you have effects selected, you should have all your effects over here. So you've got your default ones that come with the Premiere Pro download, and you've just got all your basic video transitions and video effects, and same with audio. Now the top file will be your presets, which we will be importing later, and I'll show you guys how to do that. Now the first thing we want to do is import our media. Now the longer way to do it is go up to File and press Import, and that will just bring up your file explorer, and you can just select your clips from there. Now the easy way to import your clips is just to simply find them in your file explorer. Just go ahead and select the clips you want, and you basically just drag and drop them. So I'm going to drag in my Smexy clip, and then also this clip. Now you guys know how to import your clips. The next thing you're going to want to do is drag your clips onto your timeline. To do this, simply select your clip and drag and drop it into the timeline. Now this timeline is basically where you do all of your video editing. So as you can see, you can scroll and it just goes infinitely, however many clips you want to stack. Now as you can see at the bottom of this timeline box, we have this bar, and it's got these two little circles. If you click those circles and drag it to the left, it will zoom in on the clip, and if you drag it out, it will zoom out on the clip. Now the next thing that is vital to editing is knowing your tools. So the first very basic and very important tool is just your selection tool. So over here we have all our tools, and as you can see, I have my selection tool. Now I have a custom cursor, but yours will just be the normal mouse one. If you want to quickly switch to this tool, you can go ahead and press V, and that's your shortcut to switch to your selection tool. Now this selection tool you can use to select your clips, and you can drag it back and forth, and whenever you hover over the edges of your clips, it will bring up this red bracket with an arrow. And basically what this does is, if you hold down on the edge of your clip, you can drag to the right, and it basically shortens however far you go. So say I don't want anything in this area here, I can just drag to the right and it will get rid of it all, and then I can go ahead and select my clip and move it back so I don't have any black frames. Now the next really important and useful tool is the razor tool. and that's this one over here. It just looks like a razor. To quickly get to it, you can just go ahead and press C, and basically it changes your cursor to this razor animation, and it has like a little line, and as you can see, when I hover over my clip, it brings up a line wherever I move it. And basically what this does is, say I want to split this clip in half, I can just go hover over where I want to split it, and you basically just do a single click and it basically cuts your clip. And now that I have 2 different clips here. Now if your clips don't snap into place like mine do, go ahead and make sure this little horseshoe icon right here is selected. Now the next tool I want to show you guys, which I find really handy, especially when doing like gaming edits, and you know, it's pretty much handy for anything you edit, and that is the stretch tool. To bring this up, just go ahead and press R, and it will bring up this little, it will change your cursor to this icon. Basically what this does is you can use this tool to slow your clips down or speed them up. So if I just hover over the edge, you have to make sure you're zoomed in on your clip, otherwise sometimes it won't work. But what you do with this is you just go ahead and hover over the edge, and you select down, and you either drag and make your clip smaller, which will make it faster, as you can see here, or I can make it longer, which will make it slow motion.
Still like 400 metal there.
Now if you want to get it back to normal speed, you can go ahead and you can basically alter the speed by right clicking on your clip and going speed duration, and 100% being normal speed, and anything higher than 100% will be faster, and anything lower will be slower. So go ahead and enter whatever digits you want, and you can just press OK. And as you can see, that's just normal speed now. Now if you're editing something larger, say a 20-minute video, there is a much quicker way to get your clips onto the timeline. Say I want to import this clip down here, but there's only a slight section that I want, and it will bring that clip up in this source monitor. I can basically scroll through the clip and watch it by pressing space. Now there's this part at the end that I want. To get just that part from the clip, what you can go ahead and do is use the I and O keys as in and out markers. So you go ahead and find where you want your video to start with this little blue marker. I want mine to start here, so I'm going to go ahead and press I, and that will create an in bracket, and then I find where I want it to end, and I go ahead and press O, which creates an out bracket. Now I've got this very small section of the video. What I can go ahead and do is either drag the video and the audio and just match them up, or I could just go ahead and find that clip in the media browser and just drag that straight on, and it will only drag that section of the video. Now one of the last things I'm going to be showing you guys is how to import plugins or preset effects. If you're new to editing, presets will literally save you so much time. I know they have, and I've been editing for a while. You guys can just go ahead and search up on YouTube, say smooth transitions. I'll leave a link in the description to an editing pack that I use often, and it gives you a lot of cool smooth effects, and I'll be showing you that later. But yeah, you can literally find them all over YouTube, and normally the videos show you how to install them. But basically, once you have a preset pack file, to import it into your software, all you want to do is go ahead to these 3 lines, click on that, and go import presets, and then it'll bring this up. And basically you can just find whatever preset you have. For example, zoom rotate here, it's a preset that I made. You just go ahead and select that and press open, and then make sure you have the effects tab up here selected, and go over here to the effects panel, go ahead and click the drop down presets, and as you can see, I have the zoom rotate here, and then here are all my other presets that I've imported. Now to add the actual effects onto your video, go ahead and click on this, what looks like a piece of paper being folded over. Just go ahead and click that, and go ahead and choose adjustment layer, and then it should bring this up. Just click OK, and down here in your media browser you should have this little black screen, and it should say adjustment layer. Now, adjustment layers basically create a new layer, and it's invisible when you hover over it. And what you can do is add effects to this adjustment layer, and it will apply it to the video. So for example, I've got my Orange 83 transition pack. I'll leave a link to get that, and it comes with all these smooth transitions, such as smooth zoom in. I'm going to be using that one. Before I add that, I'm going to trim my adjustment layer to how short I want the effect to be. So I'm going to choose 5 frames. So I'm just going to use my arrow keys to go forward 5 frames. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You basically just trim it wherever you want. And now I have this little adjustment layer, and I can go ahead and choose smooth zoom in. So now it looks like this.
Kid under us.
And it's much smoother.
Kid on.
Now adjustment layers come in handy when using effects in your videos, and I guarantee you'll be using that a lot. Now you know how to import your clips, you know how to use your tools, and you know how to import preset packs which allow you to use really cool effects. Last thing I want to go over briefly is the color panel. Now over here, it will bring up this panel here, and as you can see, you've got your color wheels, you've got your shadow tint and your highlight tint, and then you have adjustments, which is faded film, sharpen, vibrant, saturation. Now once I click color, it should bring up this panel, and as you can see, we have a bunch of options over here. Now the first one that comes up is basic correction, and this is just all your exposure, your whites, your blacks, your contrast, your highlights, and your shadows. Now you can select your clip, and then if you mess around with these, it will change the color of your clip. So as you can see, if I drag the exposure up, it will be very white, and it's just your basic color settings. Now the next one, which is creative, basic corrections and creative are the main ones that I want to go over today. The rest are a bit more advanced, and I could maybe save for another video. But for creative, the first thing you see is look. Now basically what look does, if you click over at this drop down menu, you'll see you have all these options, and basically these are all preset color options, and basically what this does is it changes the color to look like different camera settings. So I'm going to go ahead and click this first one, and as you can see, it changes the color of our clip. Go ahead and select another one, and it looks a much more blue. And basically, if you want to make it have a certain look, you can go ahead and mess around with these. For now, I'm just going to click none. And now over here, you've got more adjustments. So you've got faded film, which makes it faded, as the name suggests. You've got sharpen, which makes it blurrier if you bring it down, and much more fine if you bring it up. And then you've got vibrance, which changes the colors, and if you have it right down, it will look very washed out. And then you've got saturation, which obviously gets rid of your color or bumps your colors up. Now over here, you've got your shadow and highlight tints. If I move it over to the pink, it will make my video obviously look pink. Same with the highlight tints. It's a bit more of a different effect. Now that you know basic color correction, as well as all the other things I've taught you, you should be ready to go ahead and try out editing for yourself. So I hope you guys all learned something from this video. As I said, subscribe if you enjoyed this and found this helpful. I'm testing out tutorials. I'm still very new to this, so I hope you found this helpful. I do not mind criticism, so go ahead and tell me what I can work on in the comments. Constructive criticism is always helpful. Go ahead and leave a like if you guys enjoyed, and that'll be it. Peace.